talked about this draft. We're 3 weeks away from the draft, so it'll be here before we know it. All our guys will be out and about at the Pluckers and stuff like that. I'm sure they'll be posting that out. We got draft coverage all 3 days of the draft. Excited about that. So
such a great week, dude.
It is.
Gosh, I love that week.
We got you covered here on 105.3 The Fan, better than anybody else. Trust me on that. We really do.
Pluck, yeah, we do.
We really, really do. Okay, if I asked you I have a list for you, and this comes from CBS Sports, and they've ranked the positions from 1 to 11 about with the draft of the players in those positions, like the edge rushers, the cornerbacks, the quarterbacks.
Yeah, because some drafts it's like, hey, this is a really good quarterback class. Hey, this is a really good running back class.
Yeah. CBS, they came up with their lists, and Zach and I have been working really, really hard on this, and we kind of have an idea about this too. And you guys done a good job of working with us on it as well. Okay, if I asked you as a group, what would be the number one position you feel like that the Cowboys need to address?
Guard. Yeah, offensive line.
Just playmakers on offense.
Playmakers on offense. Would you? Okay.
Really, just pass catchers.
Okay, so you would say receivers.
Receiver, tight end, like just guys that defenses will fear.
Okay, but
if I have to narrow it down to a position, I would still say I would probably go receiver and guard.
Okay, if you win in that order, the wide receivers in this class, according to CBS, are ranked 5th.
Okay,
of the position groups. They look at it as 3 first-round grades. Quentin Johnston, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Zay Flowers. They have 13 players of their top 100 are wide receivers in this. So, and they say late round feel is part of the little subject that they have. Solid. So they've said all along, and I agree with this, and I think that Zach would too. No Jamar Chase, no Garrett Wilson in this class. That's been well established.
Yeah, there's no top 10 receiver.
Yeah. And they shouldn't be shocked with that development. It's gotten to the point where Johnston is an underrated at his size with his explosiveness and running back like yak abilities. So they're looking at the wide receivers as 11 rankings of the 11 positions. That would be number 5. And late round feel is a solid group.
Yeah, and over the last few years, you'd probably have the wide receivers as like 1, 2, 3 at worst in terms of quality.
Yeah. When you start to talk about interior offensive linemen, like the guards, the centers, first-round grades, they've only got 2. The Michigan center, and then John Michael Smits from Minnesota. They only got 2. Top 100 grades for interior offensive linemen, only 6. But what they're saying is late round feel is very good. This is a lower ranking is relative to the other positions, not precisely how CBS feels about the interior offensive line class compared to the others in the past, because the latter perspective, it's the best center guard class that we've had in a while. So but they've got it rated as they've come around on some guys that have had to move from tackle to guards.
Helped it out a little bit.
It's helped it out a little bit.
Well, I think that'd be great if you take the best one at 26 and take another on day 3 if that position stretches, because you're going to need options there, and who knows how much longer Zach Martin's going to want to play. And
yeah, so they're looking at Peter Skoronski then as a tackle, not a guard.
They're saying there's a sizable gap at the position in the rankings, but that like Joe Tipperman from Wisconsin can be quality on the move center, and then Chandler Zavala, who we've seen the guard from North Carolina State.
What do you think about the value if you don't take one of their top guys? If you got to go to second-round guys at 26?
I hate to say this. I don't agree with them about the very good as far as the late-round feel. I kind of feel like that those guys, when you mention Tipperman, Zavala, John Michael Smits, I kind of feel like those are guys earlier in the rounds. So
like those are second rounders.
I don't know about saying, okay, we're going to pick day 3 guy here in the 5th round, and it's going to be, it's going to be something that we're really, really happy about.
Yeah, if we were to go day 3, that's where Zavala comes into play from NC State. Also Anthony Bradford, maybe from LSU who's a big boy.
Yeah, I like what they're talking. I don't know overall. Like I said, I think there's probably 5 guys that you could take early if you were going offensive line, and just the guys you're mentioning, like the Bradfords and guys like that, as opposed to waiting and saying, okay, let's just try and hit a guy with some trades and stuff like that. I think if you really want to get an offensive lineman, you're going to have to, especially guard. I think you're going to have to go early in this thing, and that's why I think people are projecting at 26 to the Cowboys that they might take an offensive.
Sure.
They might take a guard. So to me, what's another position that you would look at if you were to say anything on the defensive side of the ball that you guys would think about that, hey, they
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle.
I want help there.
Okay, when you start to look at the defensive tackles, that would be 9th.
Yuck.
And so first round grades, 3. Carter from Georgia, Cansey from Pitt, Breesy from Clemson. Top 10, or excuse me, top 100. They've only got 10. Late round options are only good at this point.
I'd love more corners. I'm always up to take a corner if you find a good one.
Corner stacked.
Okay, this is where it gets really, if you're a Cowboy fan and you'd like for them to take a corner, this is where it works out for you. Because corners are actually, according to CBS Sports, is second on their board. They got first round grades. They got 6. How do you feel about Cam Smith? You don't have a first round grade on Cam Smith from South Carolina, do you?
I would be comfortable taking him at 26, but I've got a second round grade on him. But I think he's borderline first. I like Cam Smith a lot. He's probably borderline top 5 guy for me.
They've got 6 first round grades for corners, 18 in the top 100. Late round feel is only average, is where you're at there. So once again, now if you don't feel enough of at cornerback to take one in the first 2 rounds?
You probably don't want to wait till day 3 because I think you're going to get a big time run on these guys. By the time the second round's over, I think you're going to have maybe 8 guys that are gone already.
I'm kind of in that mode too. I feel like where I feel there's going to be a run, and we're so used to getting runs on certain positions like cornerbacks, like we were just talking about. I think the tight ends are all going to get on a second round.
We talked about that on the draft show. I think the tight ends, you're like, if you want a guy, you might have to just make sure you get him at 58, unless you don't go that route in the first. Like we talked about Tucker Kraft, North Dakota State. I think he's going in the second round.
Right.
And Iowa's Sam Laporta.
South Dakota State. Yeah.
Iowa's Sam Laporta, another guy that's probably going to end up going in the second. Maybe you can get him in the third. But I think if the Cowboys wait till 90, they're probably going to end up being like, crap, our tight end's not here.
I kind of feel like that I would wait if I were the Cowboys, and for sure, I mean, everybody's talking about them maybe at 26. I might go ahead and hit that thing at 58 is what I would do.
I think that's a smart play.
All right, the number one position, let's get out of here. The number one position for, according to CBS Sports,
running back.
Edge rushers.
Dang it.
They feel like they've got 6 first-round grades. They've got 14 in the top 100. And late round feel is solid. So if you're interested in grabbing a edge rusher, I don't think the Cowboys have to do it necessarily early, but I think at some point in time that you might be able to grab one that you kind of like that fits into what you're doing.